All right, we are live.
We're not
here.
on screen.
There we are.
Hey, why is there always that delay?
Because I have to switch tabs. I have to switch tabs in order to take it off. Cool. But anyway,
I thought it was the thing.
It is 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. on the Pacific Coast, and everywhere in between. And this is the Death Rattle podcast right here on the
also Wednesday
channel. It is also Wednesday. And we are streaming from the Ghost Pirate Entertainment channel and the Death Rattle podcast channel, and we are on Twitch. So,
hey, anybody over on Twitch?
We have one consistent Twitch viewer, but they don't comment. Yep. So it's probably a bot, but that's okay.
Yeah, I don't really know how you grow on Twitch. Twitch is, I think you just have to stream for like hours and hours and hours at a time.
Yeah, we need to have like a 6-hour stream in order to get some traction on Twitch.
Like,
but that's okay. So. We're over there. What's going on, Mrs. Smith? Aloha. Good to see you.
Down Devil.
What's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Ralph. How's it going, bud? Down Devil says Shudder just dropped some new movies. They did. Wolfbane, not quite first, but let's go. What's up, buddy? James, good to see you.
Yeah, tomorrow Shudder is going to drop some more.
Limited Stride. Good evening, buddy. Terry, ooh woo. What's up? I hate that I just did that. Noob.
I hate you for it.
What's going on, man? Good to see you. Noob, thanks for listening at work.
Mean Joe Grizzly.
Mean Joe, what's up? Dominic, what's up? Good to see you guys.
Dominic?
We got some news to talk about, but before we get into that,
so much going on.
There is, but before we get into that, how you been, buddy?
Super tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those nights where I woke up at like 2 a.m. and could not go back to sleep. So I've been
I hate that.
Like, I feel drugged.
Yeah.
So I'm like 2 rock stars deep, took a shower. I'm here, but that's about it. And I'm supposed to go see Hellraiser because tonight is its 4K re-release, remastered.
Oh, that's awesome. I wonder if we're going to get it here on the East Coast.
Yeah. Leslie's going to it tonight as well.
Really? Oh, well, I can't go to it tonight, but I'm going to go see
tomorrow night.
Well, I might do a double feature then because I'm going to see Hard Eyes tomorrow.
Yeah, same here.
So I'm going to go see Hard Eyes.
I wanted to go Hellraiser tonight so that I could go see Hard Eyes tomorrow.
Yeah, so I'll do Hard Eyes, and then depending on where I am, because I'm single and lonely, I'll probably just walk over to the Hellraiser screening and just go stay at the theater, just spend a day at the theater.
Dude, it's crazy. This past week, I don't know if your theater out there did this as well, but they started last Saturday. I've been to the theater every single day because on Saturday was Silence of the Lambs. Then Sunday was Bram Stoker's Dracula. Then Monday was Midsommar. Then Tuesday was My Bloody Valentine. And then now today, Hellraiser.
Oh, so they're just
out. I forget what they call it. They did it's a Valentine's Day thing. It's like be my bloody Valentine or something like that. It's like a special thing they're doing at all centuries. I don't know if they're doing it out there though, but it was really weird because like some of the movies, because these are all movies I've seen all of them. I've seen them all a couple times, but none of them had I seen recently. Like it's been a number of years since I've seen any of those movies.
Yeah.
And some of them I've never seen in theaters. Like I never saw Silence of the Lambs in theaters. You know, I saw Bram Stoker's Dracula in theaters. I saw, I've never seen My Bloody Valentine in theaters. I saw Midsommar in theaters, but so it was just really cool to get to see these kind of movies in theaters. But what was really interesting to me was how some of them were even better than I remembered. Like Silence of the Lambs. It is still so good.
Oh my God.
So fresh. Like everything about it, it could have been made today and it would be successful.
Oh, absolutely. Well, it's just a great story and it's pretty timeless. You know,
but then on the other side of the coin, on Sunday, I saw Bram Stoker's Dracula, and what a pile of crap.
I
was floored because I loved it back in the day. And when I make my vampire list, I always put it on like the top 20. It is not good.
Yeah. Gary Oldman.
So weird.
Gary Oldman is great.
Yeah. The costumes are amazing.
The effects are great.
Some of them are kind of.
I don't know.
There's some dude that are like when you watch it now with. Like, especially after just seeing Nosferatu and what you can do with the same story, basically. But the main problem was the rest of the cast is bad, dude. They're just not. And it's not just that, like the story, the dialogue, like it's just everything is like
it's not very good.
No, I was just so surprised on how subpar it was. And I was like, what is wrong? This is so weird. Like, and then My Bloody Valentine was as good as I've always thought. It's just such a campy, stupid, like fun slasher.
Yeah. Ralph wants to know if your nails are for Valentine's Day, Big K.
Mm-hmm.
Said, yeah. Toxie says she was chatting on Twitch, but don't think we saw it, so you popped over here. Well, thanks for coming over here. We didn't see any Twitch, so in our comment stream that we can see that y'all
supposed to combine them all.
That's weird. It should have a Twitch logo if you were talking. So sorry. We'll try.
Well, either way, we're glad you're over here.
Yeah, but thanks for coming over. Fine. Appreciate it. James thought BS Dracula was plotting. I mean, it can be.
Yeah, there's a lot of it, man. There's a lot of problems with it. Like,
I just remember because I didn't watch it early on. I probably watched Bram Stoker's Dracula like a few years ago for the first time.
Yeah.
And I remember just being underwhelmed by it, even though everybody was like, you got to watch it. It's so good. Gary Oldman's great, which he is because he's Gary Oldman. But
he's incredible.
Like, overall, I was just very underwhelmed by Bram Stoker's
everything
Dracula.
Besides him is either mid or actually kind of bad. Like, I'm kind of convinced that Francis Ford Coppola is not a good filmmaker. Like, after his peak era of like 70s and 80s,
that happened.
Where he just made so many incredible movies. But I looked it up and I was just like, man, like, I'm trying to remember the last one he did that was just like amazing. But
keep talking. I gotta turn my camera off.
Everything since the 80s, really, like anything he made in the 90s and since has just been bloated, and like it. And that's the thing I noticed about Bram Stoker's, as well as it felt like an egotistical filmmaker who was more concerned with his like making this art and like not even really making it to be entertaining, but more of just like making his, I don't know, fluff piece kind of thing. Like, cause the editing is bad in it. The like, I don't know, man. I was just so surprised on how much of it does not hold up.
Yeah. Well, let's get into our news. While I'm pulling these up, let's see. Down Devil's asking what we think about Dark Match. I don't think I've seen it.
I haven't seen that yet. I want to check it out though, because it's so weird. I just started getting back into wrestling. Like, I haven't watched wrestling since I was like a kid. Like the Attitude Era. That was the end of it for me. I was in like
the Attitude Era was the best
20s.
era. Was the best era in wrestling. Like, you can't change my mind.
But I'm telling you, man, I've been watching
wrestling since, so I can't really compare it. But
start watching Monday Night Raw on Netflix.
It just doesn't seem like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like there's anybody like who's the Stone Cold of today, right?
Dude,
who's the Rock of today?
There's a couple that are really awesome. Like,
really?
What's his name that just won the Royal Rumble this weekend? Like, it's crazy. Like, I watched Raw and then I watched the whole entire Royal Rumble this past weekend.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things, like wrestling, metal, and horror movies are all very like interconnected.
Yeah.
And there's so many like new wrestlers that have horror almost looking costumes, and like, I'm bad with names, so I can't tell you all the names, but there's a bunch. Like, there's this one luchador guy who wears this mask, but he looks like a fucking demon. He looks so cool.
That's awesome. I knew there was one.
Yeah, like I was really surprised how entertaining it is.
And what's going on, Diddy? Isn't wasn't there like a horror guy who just died recently?
What's that?
Wasn't there a guy that wore like a scary mask and was kind of like a crazy like horror kind of guy that just passed away?
I'm spacing on his name. Yeah, he was that big dude that had the Oh, I'm spacing on his name.
Yeah,
he was like super big into horror movies, and like I believe he even was in a couple horror movies, but he had a very horror type of costume. And his brother is trying to bring back, and his honor is wrestling, and got like all of his best friends, and they're all wrestling as a team now, like in honor of him.
You know what?
I'm forgetting his name.
You know what I have been into? I think is it the AEW or the EAW, something like that? Whatever whatever Diana Prince always goes to and talks about. Because,
AEW.
EEW?
AEW.
Yeah. So because I'm a fan of her, and so I started watching that because
it's the one that like Cody Rhodes kind of like began, and then WWE basically gave him a boatload of money to come over.
Roddy Piper, says James.
Yeah, I love all those wrestlers in the 80s. Like I grew up, 80s and 90s with Hulk Hogan,
I love watching
Macho Man, like
some of my some pastime. Like if I like my comfort food movies, sometimes are wrestling documentaries. Like that documentary about Jake the Snake is great. The one about the Giant is also really good. The one that they just
Andre the Giant, that one on HBO, so good.
The one that just came out, about Vince McMahon. I don't know what it, and like I haven't, Netflix. Like I said, I haven't watched since they split SmackDown and Raw. I haven't. That's when I stopped watching. Like I think I lasted for a few weeks after that, but after they split SmackDown and Raw split up, I couldn't continue watching it. So that's it.
Well, what I like is like I'm losing football, so I'm like, Bray Wyatt. That's the guy that passed away. Unfortunately, he was incredible. But like football is gone, and that's like my thing. I look besides, it's one of my few outlets besides the channel, to take my mind off of work or whatever,
Yeah.
But football's over after this weekend, so I'm like looking for something to watch. Yeah, I mean maybe. I don't really care, but it's more.
Is it just me? And I want to get to Jasmine's question after this, but is it just me, or is the Chiefs dynasty one of the more boring dynasties? Like I would rather the Patriots dynasty still be around, because
it's funny though, they feel very similar to a lot of those Patriot teams where they do the fundamentals, they're boring, they grind out victories, they're not flashy, they're not exciting, but they somehow always win. Like the Patriots are that way, except there was that one year with Randy Moss where they were just like putting up hella points and like high flying and all that. But most of the years of those Patriots teams, they were kind of boring. They were winning like, 24, to 20 kind of games,
I'm just
so it's like as much as I respect this Chiefs team, I'm 100% with you, dude. Like I'm so over the Chiefs. Like I hate the Eagles because I'm a Niner fan. Like I hate the Eagles. They're one of the biggest rivalries with the Niners right now, but I really, really hope that they win. It just so people will shut up about the Chiefs for at least a little bit.
Well, my camera
is insane, man.
My camera's mirrored. Like, here you go. So like you can tell who my team is with my shirt.
The Bucks.
And we're
I can't even see what it says, but I know you're a Bucks fan.
It says Cleveland. I am a Bucks fan, but it says Cleveland, and then just
that's right. You're a Browns fan.
The rest of the shirt says there's always next year, which is like our mantra, and we're going through it. We're going through it because Myles Garrett just requested a trade a couple days ago, and he's like,
I'm hoping the Niners.
The best
rumors are the Niners are going after him, so
they're not going to get him. They don't have anything that he's going to play for the Browns in 25.
No, dude, because the rumors.
What are they going to offer? What are they going to offer? 3 first-round picks is
Debo
the minimum. No.
Debo.
No.
Yeah.
We don't need Debo. No, we need a quarterback and we need picks. That's what we need. Andrew Berry's not going to pick up the phone unless
they were the team. Remember, they were the one that almost got the 49ers wide receiver last year. They almost traded for why am I spacing on his name?
I don't know, but we're veering off into football.
I know.
I want to.
We're gonna lose the chat.
We're gonna get the chat. Don't worry, guys. But so Jasmine asks, and you can answer first while I'm pulling these stories up. Do you have a favorite found footage horror film? They have a couple. Top ones are Cloverfield, Quarantine, As Above, So Below, and the VHS series.
I'm not a big fan of Quarantine just because it is Wreck. And I'm always more of a fan of the original. It's kind of like Speak No Evil. You know, Speak No Evil, the remake that Blumhouse did last year was pretty good, but you know, the original is just far superior. And I feel that same way with Quarantine and Wreck. Man, it's so hard for me always to pick favorites. I'm actually working on trying to make a list of my 20 favorite horror movies, not what I think are the best, but just what I personally are my favorites. And it's just so hard. It's like, how do you pick through all your children? Because I love all these different movies for like different reasons. You know, because it's like, I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre and I love Evil Dead 2, but they're so different. Like they're completely different reasons why I love those movies, you know?
Yeah. I would say my favorite found footage is probably it's probably so my most recent favorite, and I think we talked about this on another episode, was Deadstream. And I know it's not.
I was just gonna say Deadstream,
but like
it's crazy. Like I would say that's one of my favorites already.
It's so good.
It's so good.
But yeah, Cloverfield's great too.
Okay. But I also really love the damn it, the
follow-up,
what are they called?
The sequels?
The series? No, every VHS. I love the VHS franchise.
Yeah, that's a good franchise.
And because some of them are really, really good. Some of them are just okay, but they're always fun and they always bring like so many different layers to it. But I think my heart will always belong to Blair Witch because regardless of what anybody says, it is what started it all.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, there was a couple other, like, what's that one signal?
It popularized it.
Yeah, because there was that one signal and what's it? Something signal, and it's based on the name. But like technically it was before Blair Witch, and then of course not Green Inferno, Cannibal Holocaust. So but to me, Blair Witch is what really made what we think of as found footage today, you know?
Yeah.
And I was the perfect age to see that at the perfect time. It's like a movie that if you watch now or anybody that's younger watches it now, they're gonna be like, what are you talking about, dude? Nothing really happens in this movie. But it's like, you had to have been there. Like 100%. I bought into that. It was real. The internet was a totally different place then. And their viral marketing was so believable. Like none of the actors did interviews for months. Like, Hell House is really,
I always forget about that movie. It's so good. And you know what? It's not a found footage, but it's a documentary style. Lake Mungo.
Oh God. Yeah. It's considered found footage.
Really? The first time I watched
the documentary style one.
Yeah. The first time I watched that movie, I was like, And then I watched it again and I was like, nah, this is good. It's super good. It's a good movie.
It's one of the better ones at the dread thing. Like just that dread that builds up throughout the movie.
Yeah.
So I just watched a super fun movie. I mean, it'll be on my next video, but for the special people that are here today, I'll talk about it now, but it's new on Netflix. It's called Grafted, or on Shudder. I mean, it's called Grafted. Dude, you got to see this movie.
That's on my list to watch.
It is just body horror, like just crazy ass body horror. Super gory. It's fun. Like, it's not an amazing movie. It's just fun. You know, it's just that fun body horror.
Right.
Like, it's like that coming of age kind of thing where there's this girl who basically bites off more than she could chew, and it just goes deeper and deeper and deeper. She's like more and more fucked as the movie goes. And it's a good time.
All right. Well, that's going to lead us into our first bit of news, and we'll get back to the chat after this. Jurassic World.
Yeah. Should we watch the trailer?
Yeah, let's watch it. Previews dinosaurs too dangerous for the original park, which is kind of funny because it's like the dinosaurs in the original park are already like they're dinosaurs.
Well, when you see the trailer, you'll get what they mean.
No, I'm sure I will. This looks like it sucks. So from Bloody Disgusting, a new era is born in the first trailer for Jurassic World Rebirth, which previews dinosaurs that were too dangerous for the original park. From executive producer Steven Spielberg, the 7th installment of the Jurassic Park franchise opens July 2nd of 25 via Universal. Gareth Edwards directs from a script by original Jurassic Park screenwriter David Koepp, based on characters created by Michael Crichton. 5 years after the events of Jurassic World Dominion, the planet's ecology has proven largely inhospitable to dinosaurs. Those remaining exist in isolated equatorial environments with climates resembling the one in which they once thrived. The 3 most colossal creatures within the tropical biosphere hold the key to a drug that will bring miraculous life-saving benefits to humankind. All right, so not an unfamiliar story. Oh, ScarJo's in this.
No, but dude, Gareth Edwards is why this movie is actually. There's 2 things. It's the original writer, so it has, like, when you see the trailer, you'll know what I'm talking about. But it actually looks scary again. Like, it looks much, instead of a big blockbuster bullshit movie, it's back to the original where it's just that creepy, like, scary, like, more darker edged feel. It's hard to even explain what that is, but bringing back the original writer and then Gareth Edwards, who, dude, I mean, his movie, what is it? Monsters. Yeah. Monsters, dude.
Yeah.
Like, the way he makes stuff looks like this. I'm really excited, actually. And I was rolling my eyes big time at this movie. Like, I did not have any hopes that this would actually be good, but it looks like they're taking it back to its roots and doing what actually works in the franchise, you know?
Well, I
hated the last 3. I hated them.
Let's take a look at the trailer and see if we get copyright struck.
Oh, we will.
100%. Here we go.
But I'll just cut it out.
Dr. Henry Loomis, this is Zora
What
Bennett.
is this? Get out of here. Sorry.
But even just look at the lighting. You know what I mean?
Well, it's your basic teal and orange color grade.
No. What I'm saying is, it's so bad. Like, they just were, like, everything about them felt.
I didn't watch.
Just felt like these summer blockbuster, like, garbage, low substance at all, like no real care for detail. You know, and, like, it's just like everything that I don't like about a lot of these summer blockbusters.
James says at least The Rock isn't in it.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't. The Rock wasn't in any of them.
No, but he's in everything.
Everything.
He's like Pedro Pascal. He gets cast.
Well, no, he's not anymore. That's what's weird. The Rock is like, I
this
don't know what's
year
going
yet?
on, but, like, no, man, he isn't. Think about it. What was the last movies you saw him in?
Well, the last one I saw him in was Black Adam, and I kind of wish I didn't.
That's what I'm saying. Like, his movies have been flopping bad. And so the word is, like, people are like, yeah, we're good on all that. But the other name you said, Pedro Pascal, yeah, he's in everything.
He's going to be
he's in
4, which, like, oh God.
He's in the new the Ari Aster, the newest Ari Aster movie.
Yeah.
That was just announced. He's in that.
Like,
it's like going to be like a dark, gritty Western thriller.
Pedro Pascal is a decent actor. Okay. I'm just tired of seeing his face and everything. Like, you know what I mean?
And that's the thing. Pedro Pascal, but, like, I'm at least okay with it because he is a good actor versus, like, The Rock, who is not an actor. So it's like, people like that, it just drives me crazy because it's not like they're bringing anything. You know what I mean? They're not making you feel like The Rock's fine in, like, a big stupid action movie. You know what I mean? But like
Fast
anything, but like anything remotely legit.
Red One is the last one.
That's what I mean. Like, his movies are flopping.
It was okay.
Yeah, but it flopped bad. It lost hundreds of millions.
I'm sure it did.
It cost $250 million to make that movie.
Yeah. Oh God. Okay, I have to. So, guys,
exactly. That's what.
Stop, like, we're probably gonna get copyright struck for this, and the re-upload is not gonna have it. So, like, we're trying to make it so the re-upload can have it. We have to. But even if it doesn't, we don't want our stream taken down, and the stream could get taken down as well. So so, like, chill, please, leave us alone. Be nice to us,
because, like, he can fucking actually act. What's his name? The guy that was in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, Dave Bautista.
Yeah, like, that's what I love about Dave Bautista, because he is that big, you know, like, he's actually lost a ton of weight now, though, because, like, he's trying to really act, and he said he was having medical issues, and staying big was putting a lot of stress on his heart and stuff like that, and so that's why he dropped all the weight. But also, he wants to be a real actor. He's trying to go away from the action stuff, which makes sense because it's like, you can only do that for so long. Like, you know, once you're, like, in your 50s, you know, those roles are going to stop coming in.
Yeah. Why are there children there?
There's like this one kid, and I'm wondering how he ends up there. Because you're right, I saw that one kid.
Why are there children?
Sneaks aboard the ship or something like that, is what I'm guessing.
Well, that was the Jurassic Park trailer. It was not bad. It looked pretty good.
No, I'm looking forward to it. I'm not saying it's going to be like, like it's still a sequel.
Yeah.
But at least I don't think I'll hate it. I think I'll still have fun with it. And that's all I want from a Jurassic Park movie. Like nothing's ever going to be the original. And that's fine. It's kind of like Scream. I just want to be entertained by them. I'm not expecting to which, speaking of Scream, we should talk about all the stuff going on with that movie, Scream 7.
We will do that. Jasmine says, even though the last Jurassic Park films didn't do good, I only watched the films for the dinosaurs anyway. Well, I mean,
but the CGI looked bad in the last, especially that last one.
Yeah. It's a different kind of island. Okay. Dave Bautista, everybody's saying. Lin Ling says, I went into labor during Jurassic Park 2 at the theater. Uh-oh. We always watch the sequels together until they got stupid. Maybe this one.
Yeah, like I went to the theater for every single one until the last. Like I saw Jurassic Park or Jurassic World. Isn't that the first one of the last three?
I think it was
Jurassic World.
Yeah.
So the fourth movie or whatever. But then the last two, I didn't even like. They were so bad. Like I think I still went to the theaters, but they were just that last one especially. Like I actually hated that movie.
Yeah.
Like the whole subplot with the big old bugs and stuff was so dumb.
Yeah. I didn't see it. I only read. I
made the mistake of doing this double feature thing they had where you would watch the first Jurassic Park and then there was an intermission and then you went back in and watched the last one. And I was so excited because they were bringing back all the original cast was going to be in it. And I was like, so excited to see all them. And like, that was such a big mistake. Like seeing the first one and then that pile of shit was just like, it made me hate it even more.
Clever Cleaver says all that CGI and regurgitated woke character tropes for blatant money grab. What woke character tropes? What did
the last couple?
Oh, okay.
I agree with that as far as the last three movies. I don't think that is the case in this one.
And can never compare to the original Jurassic Park with top tier practical effects. Well, top tier practical and like the first real CGI like experiment.
Yep. And they made it look
and it
really
looked great
good because they used creativity because
it was one guy.
CGI at the time was not great. It wasn't like the CGI, the abilities of it were that great, but
it was one guy who did it.
Yeah. And the way he was able to interweave it with practical, which is what this one is doing a lot more of as well. So, I mean, obviously a lot of that was CGI, at least in the trailer. But it at least doesn't look half-baked. It looks like it's actually well-done CGI, so I'm okay with it.
Diddy's asking the same thing we are. Why does every Jurassic Park movie have kids in it? Yeah, like they should not. Like it made sense for the first one, right?
It's for the stakes. It's to up the stakes.
The kid snuck on the flight. It's going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he probably snuck on the boat. It's whatever. Like I said, I'm not saying this is going to be amazing, but now one I'm actually really excited about is the Final Destination Bloodlines. Did you watch that trailer yet?
No, we can do that though because we do have we do have that coming up. That's in our list of news.
Okay, well I'll take your lead. What's the next?
Okay, so the next piece of news for you,
Rhea Ripley. That you were asking who is the big WWE stars now that are like and Rhea Ripley, dude, she's fucking incredible. She comes out and her theme song is what's that metal band? Anyway, she comes out to a famous metal band song and it's super dope. She's hot as fuck. Rhea Ripley. She's super hot.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'll look her up.
She's a badass.
I'll look her up. All right. So for you Scream fans, Matthew Lillard is officially confirmed for Scream 7. We're a little bit late on this news, so we probably already know.
We're not late on it. It's just this all happened after our last podcast. Like this all was, I think, went down on last Friday.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, no. No. Like almost on Thursday.
But it's not just Matthew Lillard because now we also have confirmed that Skeet Ulrich is in it, as well as I don't know if does it say here the guy that plays Roman Bridger.
I don't know yet.
Yeah, Motionless in White. Thank you. Yeah, she comes out to a Motionless in White song.
I like Motionless in White.
Yeah. It was sick, dude. One of her entrances, the band was actually there live playing, and she like entered the arena with the band playing live. It was pretty fucking dope.
That's dope. From Bloody Disgusting, fresh off the news that Scream 3 star Scott Foley has joined the cast of Scream 7. The massive news that Matthew Lillard is also returning to the franchise. All right, before I continue, I just want to ask, and chat, I would love your opinion as well. All of these characters coming back for this movie, it seems exciting, but is that key jangling for a potentially bad script?
It depends on why and like what they're doing with it.
It just
that's
seems
the part
like
I'm the most interested in.
It just seems like they're bringing in a lot of names, and
but these are all people that are dead.
Yeah,
that's what makes it interesting.
So what are they doing?
I know. That's what I'm talking about. My best theory right now, this is what I was trying to get to, because everybody knows this story, and so we might as well just expand on it. My best theory right now is that they're doing AI. They're going to do a deep fake kind of thing, and all the past killers are going to be sending Sydney videos, like deep fake videos, mocking her and whatnot. So like basically the new Ghostface is going to be using deep fake. Like the only other theory I've heard that is very possible is that they could do the new Nightmare route where these are all the actual real people playing themselves. Because this is Scream 7 and that was Nightmare on Elm Street 7. And that was one of Wes Craven's last movies. This is being directed by Williamson. What's his name? The guy that wrote Scream. Kevin Williamson. And he's who wrote the script for New Nightmare. So it's like this full circle thing. So I think it's very possible. And we know that he helped on the script with this. He didn't write it, but he is directing it.
That's interesting. Okay, well, I like that theory.
And that's why all this is interesting, because you're right. It does feel like it could possibly just be like a money grab kind of situation. Like, hey, nostalgia bait, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the fact that all these are dead villains, like every single one of these actors are dead from different movies. Like they were the ghost faces in those movies, and they were all dead. I mean, two of them are 100% dead. Like Matthew Lillard, there was there's theories out that he could still be alive, but the other two, Roman Bridger was shot in the head, and Skeet Ulrich's character was shot in the head as well, and in the chest.
Well, I like your theory. Back to the article. Lillard has made no secret of the fact in recent year that he believes Stu Macher is still alive, and that he'd love to make his return to the Scream franchise. At this time, we can't tell if Lillard is playing Stu in Scream 7 or the film is taking a unique approach and bringing back past actors from the saga, but a post from Lillard on Instagram suggests Stu is very much alive. We will look at the post below. Matthew Lillard's Stu Macher was, of course, one of the original Ghostface killers in Wes Craven's Scream. His character, long believed to be dead after being stabbed multiple times and getting a television set dropped on his head. Yeah,
he wasn't like no. Those stabs did not kill him. Remember, they were just.
I don't remember. I gotta.
Because
it's been a long time.
It was because they were trying to stage that. Remember, at the end of the movie, they were trying to stage it to look like they were victims too, and so Skeet Ulrich stabs Matthew Lillard's character, but they're like flesh wounds. They're not like mortal. They're just so he'll be bleeding or whatever. But those definitely wouldn't have killed him if he got medical attention fairly quickly. The TV on the head, I mean, it is still possible he could have survived that.
I don't know, man. TVs are heavy, even new TVs.
Well, no. It wasn't the weight of the TV isn't what would have killed him. It would have been the electrocution part.
Well, whatever.
Here's the reason.
This is my memory. I wouldn't make an argument.
But this is why that's a theory. It's because the original script for Scream 2 was going to be that Matthew Lillard's character was still alive. And then they ended up changing the script because it leaked, and that whole line got put away.
Here's the post on Instagram.
This is a famous line from the first Scream.
Okay, so that's whatever.
Yeah, but the reason it's interesting is because he isn't just simply saying he's coming back in Scream. It's also that he used a line that character said. You know, and so that's why a lot of people are like, well, he's not just coming back, like he is actually coming back as that character. But I don't know, man. They could do flashback shit, but I just don't buy the flashback angle because all these actors are a lot older. Like, you might as well use different actors and just deep fake them. You know what I mean? Like, to make them look like they're from back in that time. Like, you're not de-aging them. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So I don't think it's that. That's why I think it's some type of AI kind of thing. Because then also too, you could do shots from just like, you know, the chest up. It's easier to make them look a little bit younger and whatever. You're not having to deep fake them interacting with people and moving around and all of that.
Right.
Like if you're just sending like AI deep fake videos mocking her.
All right.
What does chat think? I'm curious what their theories are.
So chat didn't really comment on it too much, but said
well, he's apparently not dead, Alexander.
I think when we were so Toxie says yes when we were asking. I think when I asked, is this just key jangling? And then she says, I'll still go to see it though. Then there's wrestling, and then Joe says, I like Stu, but I want Randy back. Maureen Prescott murder.
That's the reason I think it's going to be a deep fake, because otherwise, why would you not? If you're just bringing back a bunch of the characters, right? Why would you not bring back Randy and bring back Dewey? You know, like those are the two most popular characters besides Stu of the franchise. So like, if you're just bringing back nostalgia stuff, and if you're going to do the new Nightmare thing, why wouldn't you bring them back?
Yeah.
But there's rumors that Dewey is going to be back somehow in this, because supposedly when Courtney Cox signed the deal, she said the only way she would sign the deal to come back for Scream 7 is if they found a way to bring Dewey back. Which is another reason why some people, like a lot of people, are thinking that they're going the new Nightmare route, which I honestly, that's the one I hope for the most.
That would be smart.
You know, because then you get to see all the real actors, and you can, it won't feel like it's just another Scream movie. Like you're just, you know, kind of like rinse, repeat kind of thing. It would be a totally different feeling movie. And that's what was so great about New Nightmares, because it was such a different take on the whole Freddy thing.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Citizen Sleeve says, after all the issues with what was going to be 7, Lillard seems like fan service desperation to keep Scream going.
It just depends on why.
Yeah.
It just depends on why they're bringing all of them back, because I agree, it could just simply be nostalgia. Okay, if they do like if they just end up doing cameos basically and some kind of bullshit like that, then yeah, it's 100% just a cash grab.
Yeah.
But something tells me it's not, because of the fact that Kevin Williamson is directing this. Like I feel like he is so the Scream franchise is so important to him, and for him to make his, like, to do the first one he's ever directed, I feel like the only way he would do it is if he really believed in the script, because that's what he does. Like, he wrote the script for Scream. Like, you know, he's a writer, not a director.
Correct. Sorry. I'm eating. Sorry.
And then on top of that, it's not like Matthew Lillard needs roles. Like, the other ones, okay, I can see that, like, they're you know, they'll take whatever, even if it's a stupid part and stupid whatever, right? But Matthew Lillard has said many times that he thinks they can bring back Stu, but he's only going to do it if it's right, like if the script is right. Because, like, dude, Matthew Lillard is like killing it right now. Like, he's in he's the main villain in Five Nights at Freddy's, dude, for the next 3 movies.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he does not need this. So that's what makes me think, like, I just, the thing about Scream is even if they haven't all been amazing, they're all still pretty good. Like compared to a lot of franchises, the Scream movies they're never really bad. Like they may not be always amazing, but they're not really bad.
Yeah, I don't know. Like
if you look at like Nightmare on Elm Street, like there's some that are just bad.
Yeah.
You know, same with Friday the 13th or Halloween or Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Like Scream is one of the only ones. Yeah, I mean, Evil Dead is the king. Like Evil Dead is definitely the king. Every single Evil Dead, in my opinion, is good. You know, the weakest is probably Evil Dead Rise, but I still thought it was a damn good movie.
Yeah, it was all right. It
wasn't much of a story.
Anyway,
like the special effects and look of it and all that was really cool.
Okay. What are we doing? Do you want to just watch the Final Destination trailer, or do you want to read the article? What do you want to do?
Oh, we could just watch it. The article is just going to tell us what we're going to see in the trailer.
Right. Okay, so 2 days ago, Final Destination Bloodlines trailer dropped, and we're going to watch it. So
yeah, it's cool because it's not really a trailer. It's just basically one full scene.
Cool. All right, here we go.
Teaser. It's literally not even a teaser. It's just her fucking dancing.
I don't care about the 3 getting enough.
Especially because what they're like retconning it or whatever. Like they're making the newest, like the synopsis for it was released, and they're doing a Terminator 2. Like they're bringing her back, making her taller because the girl that played her is older now. So they're making her taller, look more like a teenager, and she's gonna be a good guy fighting a bad robot. And it's going to be an action comedy.
James, you're wrong.
I can't stand Blumhouse. Like they have lost the script, dude. They do not know what the fuck they're doing over there.
Yeah, well, as long as they keep making a couple $1 million on their. Oh, James just said Army of Darkness is the worst Evil Dead, so he's just wrong.
Well, dude, but that's like saying bad pizza. You know what I mean? Like even bad pizza is good. Like I don't think is a bad Evil Dead movie.
Army of Darkness is a great movie,
dude. I fucking love Army of Darkness, but like I'm saying, if you rank them,
bad, it's good.
But if you rank them, where would you rank Army of Darkness?
Probably, it's probably Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, Evil Dead, and then the remakes.
Yeah, see, I would put I know. Don't get me wrong, I adore Army of Darkness, but it would probably be like. The worst one is Evil Dead Rise, which I'm not saying it's bad. I actually really like that movie, but you still got to rank them, right? So I would put Evil Dead Rise in last place. Then I would put Army of Darkness. Then I would put the remake, which I think is incredible. Probably the best remake since like The Thing. Then I would put Evil Dead and then Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
But it's
Eddie Alvarez's like Evil Dead was a great remake, but it's a remake. It can't go above any of the original films,
dude. But it's so different. Like it's so different.
So is Army of Darkness.
I know, but I'm just saying what I think as far as a better movie and an impactful movie. Like Army of Darkness is incredible, but it's fun and it's barely a horror movie.
I mean, yeah, but.
That's all I'm saying.
It's like spooky.
I'm not saying it's bad, dude. I love it. Like I've watched that movie so many times. Like I love Army of Darkness. Like as far as my personal favorites, it would probably be my second favorite. Like I'd probably put Evil Dead 2 and then Army of Darkness as far as my favorites. But if I'm talking about, ranking them on which one is the better movie, like, I think the remake is better than, and in the original Evil Dead, it's the original.
All right. Well, so I'm cycling through chat comments about these Final Destination trailer, and Toxie says
it can't have anything to do with Stab because Stab always brings other actors to play those characters. So
right.
I honestly think that there's a good chance they're doing the new Nightmare.
It's possible. This is a crackling trailer. Joe Bet says this looks so fun. Definitely watching it at the movie theater. Yeah, I'll probably see it in the theater. James says I like Final Destination when the deaths are still kind of plausible. When an electrical cord slides along the floor and plugs into the outlet, it's lame. I mean, yeah.
When did that happen? I've never seen a cord magically plug itself in.
I don't
like. They're always Rube Goldberg, so it's like, yeah, you got to put, like they're a little bit supernaturally, but it all is stuff that technically could happen.
All right, James, explain yourself.
Some of that. I don't remember ever seeing a cord like magically plugging itself in, and maybe the last Final Destination, because I don't even know if I've seen that one.
I haven't. Clever Cleaver says so many people with septum piercings nowadays have a new fear unlocked. I mean, yeah, but that's just like that.
Honestly, dude, it doesn't scare me at all. I'd just be like, all right, it's just I don't understand why he doesn't take it out. Like, it's so easy and fast to take out your septum. Like, all you got to do is screw off one ball and spin it, and it's out. So, like, I don't know why he was struggling.
All right, and now we're fighting about Evil Dead. So, Diddy says Diddy says no. James Part 2 was the worst. No, Diddy.
What? Hold on.
You're
Evil
wrong.
Dead Part 2. You're saying is the worst?
Dead. Yeah, you're both wrong.
Dude,
about Evil
you're on
Dead.
crack. Like, James everybody says Evil Dead 2 is the best. Like,
it is. James says
perfection.
Silly. Grease Weekly Game says remake better than Army of Darkness. Don't do drugs, kids. Agreed.
I did a lot of drugs back in the day.
Yeah, Army of Darkness is better than
I just don't, dude. I love Army of Darkness. I'm just talking about as far as like, it's not
what's up, Leanne?
Really, it's the least horror movie of any of the Evil Dead.
It's movies. A spooky movie.
It's just a comedy, dude, and I love it. But
it's a horror comedy. It's spooky. Okay, like
I'm just saying. I think as far as
it's got a great jump scare,
dude. I'm really high on the remake because every time I see that movie,
the remake is
I'm
great.
more impressed
it's not
with
better
it.
Than the remake is great. It's not better than Army of Darkness.
I guess it just depends on what.
It's a remake.
What we're talking about, but it's not. It's as much of a remake as the Thing is. You know what I mean? Like, the tone is 100% different. The whole reason that they're at the cabin is totally different. Like, the characters are totally different. Like, it's like, it doesn't look the same. The stuff doesn't play out the same. Like, it's one of the most vicious, like, gory, brutal, just savage movies of the last 20 years. Like, it's really fucking good.
Diddy's list. 5 is Evil Dead. Order of worst to best. 5 is Evil Dead. 5 is Evil Dead 2, 4 Army of Darkness, 3 Rise, 2 Remake, 1 Evil Dead. So the first Evil Dead's the best. The Fede Alvarez remake is the second best. Evil Dead Rise.
How are you gonna put Evil Dead 2 that low, dude?
Evil Dead
because literally Evil Dead 2 took Evil Dead. It was literally Evil Dead. It just took and remade the first movie, but just perfected it.
It's arguably the best Evil Dead movie, and he's like, no, it's definitely the worst.
Yeah.
Hey, Diddy, never change, bro. I love it, man.
Yeah, you definitely entitled to your opinion, even if I think you're crazy.
Wednesday says good morning. Good morning, Wednesday. Where are you watching from? Jamie Hill's laughing.
Must be what? UK? No. Australia, maybe.
Final Destination 2 and 3 gave me anxiety. Roller coaster and driving behind a truck with lumber. Yeah,
I mean, the logs, man.
Those are iconic. Those are iconic.
Yep. The first 3 were just awesome. And then 4 and 5 were not great. I have hope, though, that this one will kind of bring it back because I feel like we're on a roll with having good horror remakes and sequels. Because
you can have
about we've had like sequels have not been bad for a lot of movies. Like, I mean, the most recent Saw was really, really good. You know, like we're starting to get quality sequels finally.
Citizen Sleep says remakes can absolutely be better than the originals.
Yeah, but it's very rare.
Yes,
very, very rare.
Yes, it's rare. Not often, but I mean,
and I don't know if I'd agree with
Dude,
I don't know if I agree with that. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, like, and the Blob, both those are awesome. I'm not saying they're not, but the originals are fucking great too. Like, they're just different. But like, if you rewatch the original black and white Invasion of the Body Snatchers, that movie is creepy.
And I just don't agree with Ocean's 11 either. I think the Ocean's 11 original is better than the remake. The remake is fantastic, but the original I think is better. Heat, you might have an argument there.
And the Blob, man. Which
Blob?
Blob?
Yeah, I mean,
because there's the 70s Blob, and then
the Blob is one of those movies where it's like the original's great and the remakes are great.
Exactly. That's what
But if we're ranking,
they're great remakes, though. I mean, like they to me, those remakes are the same as I feel Evil Dead remake, where they're doing something different with the same kind of basic idea, but they both can exist and both be great. Like that's how I look at them. I don't really think one is better than the other kind of thing.
For me personally, I just can't rank remakes above originals unless they're like they have to be night and day.
Well, I didn't put it above Evil Dead 2.
I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying Evil Dead. I'm saying
I just put it above Army of Darkness. I only put it above Army of Darkness and Rise.
Yeah. Greasy,
and just because I don't feel like Army of Darkness just doesn't feel enough like a horror movie. So like it's a horror franchise. So just in my mind, I'm gonna put it lower, even though it's more fun. And Ash is at 100% Ash in that movie.
Grease Weekly Game says Army of Darkness alternate ending is horror as fuck.
Yeah,
I would agree. Leanne's Fear Cocktail. Leanne says when Ashy Slashy visited the sperm bank and the girl reached out of the porn magazine attacking him.
What?
I don't remember. I think that was in the show.
Is that in the series?
That's what I'm thinking.
I don't remember that from the series either. But I mean, I don't remember every single thing in the series. The series is actually damn good.
Yeah,
especially that first season.
I think that was from the series because I don't think Ashy Slashy's in any of the movies.
The first season of it was really good.
I only saw the first season.
They're all good though. It's a well-made series.
Army of Darkness is special and it's its own thing. It's just the same universe, not a remake. Same universe, original story.
Yeah. It's got Ash. Well, actually, here's the thing. They're all in the same universe. Like there's even
they have to be.
Well, yeah, but there's even people that have been saying that even the remake is in the same universe. That would make sense. But that's the plan of what they're doing, and that's why there's 2 Evil Dead movies being made right now, because they went and did the whole different books, and so each movie are using different books. They're all in the same universe. They're just using different Necronomicons. Yeah. And I love that because it's like you can have all these different directors or different people making Evil Dead movies now, and they can all be canon. You know what I mean? Like I love that idea.
Wolfbane says in the first Evil Dead, when the tree comes for the woman's nether regions, scarred me for life. Yeah, it's pretty, it's pretty intense.
So good. But dude, once again, the remake, that scene is incredibly like uncomfortable in the remake. I gotta watch
it again because I saw it in the theater and I thought it was great.
Dude, it is so fucking brutal. Like that scene where the chick cuts her arm off with the fucking power.
Yeah. Oh god. Dude. Yeah.
I mean,
it's too bad that he did. It's too bad that he did Alien Romulus, and that was such a shit movie.
No, you're on crack because Alien Romulus
I'm not on crack.
Good.
The movie's terrible. James says, I lived up north in Canada years ago, and you see logs in the ditch quite often. Yep. Trucks do drop logs. Yeah. Final Destination looked exactly like I wanted. Cool. Army of Darkness, Clever Cleaver says Army of Darkness is fun and I think quirky. It's called classic because it's quirky and fun. Yeah.
Yep. I adore it. Like that's what I'm trying to say. It isn't a matter of me saying there's any of the Evil Dead movies I don't like. It's just, if you're going to rank them, you got to put one above another.
Yeah. Mean Joe says, I agree with Citizen Sleeve. Another one is Night of the Living Dead, 1990, and Cronenberg's The Fly.
Well,
yeah, The Fly, yes.
That one I actually do think Cronenberg's The Fly is better. Even though the original, though, is still pretty damn good. That final scene.
The original is really good, and it's tragic.
Yeah. That's what I mean. And that final scene of the original The Fly is, dude, like
it's tragic.
It is, it's like just brutally rough.
Motel Hell.
But yeah, I would say Cronenberg's is better of those two. But it's not like the original isn't good. Those two still.
That's probably why I haven't seen Motel Hell, so that's why I don't remember.
Oh, what? Motel Hell is a blast.
Yeah, I know. I gotta watch it.
Why did he? What was that referring to?
I think she was referring to the Ashy Slashy thing, right? I don't know.
I'm just confused.
I'm just going through these.
Because I don't know any Ashy Slashy in Motel Hell either.
Wednesday says Halloween. Rob Zombie killed that one. Wrong.
I like Rob Zombie's Halloween, but I'm not gonna put it on the same level of remakes at all. Like, I do like what he tried to do, and I do think it's cool, but it's not on the same level at all as the original.
No.
There's the remakes we're talking about are like maybe not better than the original, but they're like close, But Rob Zombie's Halloween, I don't think was even close.
Wolfbane says that they're working on a new Blob, and then when did they remake?
I heard that
remake Heat. Let me look up.
Heat. There's the original like 1960s one, right? But the Heat that everybody knows is the one with Al Pacino. Yeah. But there was a 1960s original version, I believe, or 50s.
Is it 1960s? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I've only seen the Al Pacino.
I haven't seen that either. But from what I know, the Al Pacino one is far superior.
Oh, okay. They're saying it's in the series. Everybody's saying it's in the series. Okay, that's what it is. So, okay.
I just don't remember. Like, there's so much crazy shit in the series. Like, that's what makes the series so great. It's because it's like every episode there is some crazy ass visuals that you're just like, what the fuck? Like, I wish they had never stopped making the series because it was just so creative. I mean, eventually they, like the guys are old. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to stop making them. And that's why everybody keeps wanting Ash to come back. I'm like, dude, the guy's in his 60s now. He can't keep coming back and playing that character.
Drive
so the only way forward now is to what they're doing, and that's new stories with new filmmakers, and the two of them, they're still producing it. They're still involved,
Okay, apparently it's the series Ashley Slashy. It's in season 3. It's a must watch. Okay, so all right, cool, great, awesome. Joe says she's driving home but still listening. Drive safe. Jasmine says apparently John Carpenter is hinting supposedly to doing the Thing sequel. He had a documentary now. Apparently he's been hinting at a sequel. I don't know, after 2011.
Yeah. This is something that's been rumored for like the last 10 years. So I don't.
Yeah, we'll see.
Until I actually hear like there's some kind of actual substance. I don't know. I think it's just a rumor at this point. I don't really think we're ever going to see John Carpenter make another movie.
Probably not. He's too busy playing video games, and that's okay.
Well, no, he makes music. Like, he did the soundtrack for. I
know he makes music.
What's the movie coming? That he just did the soundtrack for it. It's coming out. Damn it, I'm forgetting. There's a new movie coming out this year that he did the soundtrack for. But he's very involved in that, and he made an album. Like, he's just.
Thanks, Ralph.
I don't think he should. I mean, I was saying about what's his name that did The Godfather. Like, dude, like, you eventually got to retire because the art you're going to make is going to start just not being that great.
Yeah.
There's only very few, like Cronenberg and who else was I thinking of? Like, there's just only a few filmmakers, I think, that never seem to be they never stop making great film.
Yeah. All right, we got a couple of questions that I want to get to that were asked earlier, but I starred them so we could get back to them. Clever Cleaver says, question, what's your top 3 favorite horror comedies? And do you have any hidden gem, rarely talked about recommendations? I'll go first. My top 3 favorite horror comedies off the top of my head are Tucker and Dale versus Evil is one. What We Do in the Shadows.
Yep.
And my third one is probably I want to say Zombieland. I know there's a bunch out there. I'd
probably say Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, Shaun of the Dead is up, that'll be yours. But I'm just gonna say mine. Then a hidden gem that's rarely talked about. That's a horror comedy, is an indie movie, and y'all can judge me if you want. I don't care. I think it's good. Is Planet of the Vampire Women. I think it's a good movie. Practical effects. There is some green screen CGI kind of slop, but like it's okay because these guys are making these movies on like pennies. But the costuming and a lot of the sets are practical, and it's kind of funny. It's very tongue in cheek. There's a character who's like this like sexy android who like changes costumes based on like her like what she wants to do or what her attitude is. So it's kind of there's a character like that. The story's very basic, but like just as far as like, especially I like talking about it because it's an indie movie, and so I would say Planet of the Vampire Women. You can watch it on Tubi. But there it is. So that's mine. What's yours?
It's hard for me to like think of horror comedies, like definitely Shaun of the Dead. But I'd probably put Army of Darkness, to be honest. Like I love Army of Darkness as a horror comedy. So I probably put it on there. Oh man, I don't know. There's been quite a few. I just can't, like I'm blanking on them. But Hidden Gems, Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon, definitely a must see. Hidden Gem.
As a horror
quite a few
comedy?
people, no, as a hidden gem.
Oh, I thought he meant like hidden gem horror comedies.
Oh no,
whatever. I mean, yeah, but Behind the Mask.
Yeah, do you have a hidden gem? Rarely talked about recommendations, so it's like a separate thing.
Oh, okay, whatever.
Sorry. So, Rise of Leslie Vernon, that would be, and then my one that I always tell everybody is The Hills Run Red.
Oh
like,
yeah,
I fucking love Babyface. Like, dude, it's one of my favorite masks of all time.
You know what? Blood Red Sky.
Crazy that people do not. Yeah, that's another great one. That's on Netflix.
Yeah.
And then also, It Stains the Sands Red. It's like one of the fucking and another one. Dude, this is literally what I do in every video. Is like, so like I can give you so many hidden gems, but Extraterrestrial is fucking phenomenal, and that's another hidden gem. But The Hills Run, It Stains the Sands Red. Like if you haven't seen that, I'm telling you, it's on Tubi for free. So good. You just got to be patient because it takes about 10 or 15 minutes and you're going to be like, dude, what is this? This is like, it almost feels like a porn movie. It's like, doesn't seem like it's going to be good acting. Like it just seems like it's not going to be good. And I'm telling you, all of a sudden it gets going and you're just like sucked in, and it's so good.
She Kills is also a good, I think, hidden gem horror comedy.
Hell yeah, I love Idle Hands.
Yeah, and Citizen Sleep says a hidden gem is Idle Hands. Idle Hands is awesome.
Brain Scan is another one that I love as far as like old school hidden gems, like from Idle Hands era.
Okay, and then another. Okay, so then another question. Heather asked, "Question: Have you guys seen the trailer for Drop?" I have not seen it.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
The trailer literally shows you the entire movie. It's one of those things that Blumhouse just does. It's an abomination what they're doing. Like I'm literally starting to feel more and more like I just hate Blumhouse. Like I hate what they're doing to horror. I hate like, and then the Companion. Dude, did you see Companion?
Not yet. No, not yet. I have to.
Dude,
I muted myself.
Second trailer. It literally shows you the fucking movie, like about the biggest spoiler you could do for that movie.
I'm gonna watch Companion this weekend. After
it's gonna get spoiled for you. Like hopefully you can watch it without it getting spoiled. But.
No, I'm pretty good at avoiding spoilers, but yeah. And then Jasmine Gardley says, "Have you both seen Crimes of the Future?" Nope.
Hell yeah, I have.
I watched it with my mom, and at the end, we both looked at each other and asked, "What did we watch?" I guess I gotta watch it, but no, I haven't seen it.
I love it, dude. It's on Hulu.
Then Toxie says,
"Who are Cronenberg, man? Cronenberg, like even his movies, like I wouldn't say that it's one of his best by any means, but it's still so interesting, and what he has to say in it, and the visuals and all of that is still so cool. Like,
yeah, I'll watch it.
That's the thing about Cronenberg movies, and then he has The Shroud, which comes out in April, I think, and this might be his last movie. So
yeah, I'll watch it. Toxia asks, "Who are new up and coming directors that you've been enjoying in horror?"
Man, there's so many.
There's a
Robert
lot.
Eggers is one. Yeah, for sure.
Robert Eggers. Obviously, Mike Flanagan. Yep. I wish David Sandberg would get back into horror. I would like to see more horror out of him.
The one that I am the most in love with is crap. The guy that did When Evil Lurks. He's an incredible director.
Yeah,
he did Terrified and When Evil Lurks. Like, dude. And then also, I think the guys that did Talk to Me, the brothers, Philippou brothers, I think those guys have a bright future as well. And then, of course, Zach Krager, who produced Companion. He didn't direct this one, but he produced it, and then he's directing a movie called Weapons that comes out. It'll be his follow-up to Barbarian.
The director of When Evil Lurks is Damien Rugna.
Yeah, Rugna. Yep.
And then Rugna. I would also say Benson and Moorhead.
Yep.
I think they're great. They're great directors.
I wish they would get an opportunity,
but they're definitely more indie.
Well, they're super underground, yeah.
And yeah, but I think
I just wish someone would get. I wish that I don't know what it is. Like I don't understand. I don't know if it's that they don't want to work with someone like A24, because I can't imagine A24 not being willing to work with them.
You know I feel like A24 would write them a blank check, and that would be
I think that they might just simply want to keep doing their own thing. Like I don't.
Yeah, it's
because otherwise it makes no sense. Like because they look like the movies they make are like perfectly suited for A24. The other one is the Addams family. It's not the Addams family, but
that last movie they made was.
Yeah, well, the problem is with their movies is they're working on such shitty budgets, and they like try to bite off more than they can chew.
Yeah,
like because each one of them have cool ideas, but then the acting is so atrocious. So like the movies they make that are super small are the best ones, where it's really just like the mother and daughter and the husband and the father basically are the only actors in it. Like they did 2 movies like that, and those are actually I haven't seen The Devil Roams yet though, but I heard that one was pretty good. That was the one they did before the most recent one, but the most recent one, the one on Shudder, is just bad, dude. It's really bad. Like where they drill into the ground and shit. Like,
yeah,
the acting is just so bad in that movie. Like, I just couldn't even do it. Like I was just like,
it's not good at all. Well, so I've had this chat up for a second. Leanne wants to know if we can recommend any lesser known horror movies that she can watch tonight. And unfortunately, Leanne, you watch a lot of movies. It is hard to recommend movies to you. Kanan,
yeah, but you're literally on Ghost Pirate. Like I have literally list after list after list. I have ones that are like I did one not too long ago that's my top 10 hidden gems. I guarantee you, if you watch a couple of my videos, you'll find something you haven't seen. The better question for you though is what type of movie do you like?
Right.
You know, like what genre, what subgenre of horror, you know? I would, if you don't care and you're just like whatever, I would go watch crap, the movie I just talked about, Grafted. I would go watch Grafted on Shudder if you're looking just for whatever. Like if you like body horror, because it gets gory, it's campy, but not like to the point of silliness, and it's dark. It's just fun.
I guess I would like, I don't know. Have you seen The Empty Man?
Oh,
I don't know if that's lesser known, but it's really good. And
it's starting to be known.
Once talk about it.
Yeah, it's starting to be known. Like so, I saw it in theaters in 2020, and like no one.
Wailing.
I still have never seen that. Everybody always tells me I need to see that movie.
I think it's a good movie. I don't think a lot of people talk about it, so I would say my recommendations for you, if you haven't already seen them, would be The Empty Man and The Wailing. But the last time I tried to recommend
The Empty Man is so good.
The last time I tried to recommend movies to you, you saw all of them. So like, stop flexing on me.
Zombies is my fave genre. Grafted is good. Yeah, see, Diddy watches a lot of shit. He's already seen. It's hard. Like a lot of the people that are like that watch this channel a lot, they're tough because like they've seen.
Well, yeah,
you know, and like I try my best to not repeat movies. Like all my list, I pretty much my rule of thumb is I won't talk about a movie that I've talked about within the last 12 months. So like anything I recommend on a video, it'll at least been a year ago. the last time I talked about it, but it's like so hard to not ever repeat stuff, you know?
Ralph says, I watch so many movies, what most people consider hidden gems. I don't. It's like, I think I kind of,
yeah, exactly.
am at the same, because it's like, I'll throw out a movie that I don't think it's a hidden gem. Yeah. But people are like, I've never seen that. I've never even heard of it. And it's like, okay.
And that's the thing I have had to learn.
Yeah,
like, for instance, today in the video that came out that I put out, I talk about Misery. And I had someone comment being like, what the hell, dude? Why are you recommending a 35-year-old movie that everybody's seen? And I'm like, but that's the thing I've learned. You can't assume everybody has seen this. Like, if you're a 16-year-old kid watching this video, you probably never seen Misery.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
if you don't continue to recommend the classics once in a while, it's like important to keep that going. You know what I mean? Like passing down that knowledge to the younger generation. Because I remember when I first was getting started in horror, there's ton, even to this day, there's still so many like that people think of as that are like classics or whatever that I still have never seen. Like I'm always like trying. I feel like I'm in this sand hole that the sand is constantly falling in. Like there's no way to ever watch everything.
Lord
of Misrule. That's a good recommendation. I really like Lord of Misrule. You didn't like that?
No, it was boring.
Dude,
it was boring, and it was on train tracks. The plot was on train tracks. There was no characters didn't make decisions.
That movie was so cool. I think the black barn was just awesome.
Yeah. What's his name is wasted in that movie.
I got a good one. Shoot, what's it called? Something list. Is it just The List? Damn it. It's that one where the guy is
Ralph Ineson was wasted.
He's incredible.
Yeah, no, he's good. That's what he's wasted in that movie.
He's so good.
There's nothing for him to do.
Dude, are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you.
A lot of screen time in that movie. He's walking naked down the street.
Yeah. He's a good actor. He's got a great presence, but his character had nothing to do because the plot the plot was written like this. This happens, then this happens, then this happens, then this happens. No matter what happens, no matter what the characters go through, they have to make the decision that pushes the plot forward. It sucks.
It's just, dude,
and then people also don't
the visuals are what I love about that movie. Like, I'm not saying it's the most well-written or original story or whatever. I think it's good enough, but the look of it, the costumes, and Ralph Ineson like does crazy ass shit in that movie.
There's an entire
mask is super creepy. Like the demonic element. Like I don't want to ruin it. The demonic element is super sick.
There's an entire scene in that movie where two characters go from being normal, yelling at each other, threatening to kill each other, and then going back to being normal and like, oh, are you coming to my party next week? Like, it's completely like it is insane. The
dude,
it's bad writing and directing of that movie. It's not good.
No way. Dude, the sound design is really good in that movie as well.
Okay, there is some talent there. Yes, the cinematographer.
Like the scene in the black barn, dude. Like, the sound and like the mood and atmosphere. Like that is what that scene by itself is what makes that like is why I love that movie.
What's that stupid saying in that movie? What is, was is, will is be, something like stupid. Like you can't even.
It's a real thing.
It's dumb.
It's a real thing. It's a
dumb pagan, real thing. That's supposed to be creepy. It's not.
It's a pagan thing. I forget what it is, but it's about like the whole thing in it. Like is actually a real festival. It's a real belief and lore and all that.
I'm sure it is. It doesn't make for a good movie. I want to answer Wolfbane's question. Yeah. What's your Mount Rushmore of horror directors? Twist. You only get to pick from Wes Craven, John Carpenter, Clive Barker, George Romero, Tobe Hooper, and son Coscarelli. So we're not even allowed to answer the question. We have to just pick these guys.
Who is son Coscarelli?
I don't know. Or maybe I do, but I got to open up IMDb now.
So we basically got to just take off one?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because Mount Rushmore's 4, right?
Don Coscarelli?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Is it supposed to be Don Coscarelli?
I think
he would be one of my favorites because Phantasm is my favorite.
Yeah,
movie.
Phantasm. John dies at the end. Beastmaster.
Bubba Hotep. John dies at the end is so underrated, dude. That movie is so much fun.
Oh, John dies at the end. Oh, it's great.
And stuff in it are fucking phenomenal.
It's great. It's great. All right, I don't want to answer that question because, like,
plus Wes Craven. You can't make a list like that and not include Wes Craven, dude.
I would just take off Toby Hooper, like, which I mean, he's good, but I don't know. I don't know.
Toby Hooper made maybe the quintessential horror movie in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but after that, he didn't do much.
Yeah,
because I've never been a huge fan of Poltergeist. I think it's just okay. Like for, it's kind of fun. It feels more of like a Steven Spielberg movie than it does like a real horror movie. It's not bad or anything. I'm just saying, like, I was never blown away by it. But besides that, what did Hooper do? Like, okay, he did do Salem's Lot, which is one of my favorites as well. But I'm just saying, like, I don't think you could put him in the same, like, even though I do think he is one of the pioneers and, foundation of horror, but. And then did he have, what's his name? Romero? Was Romero on there? Because Romero's got to be on there.
Wait, was Romero on there? I don't even know if Romero should have been on there.
Yeah, Romero's got to be on there.
I'm going.
Okay, who would yours be? Mine would be John Carpenter, Romero, Wes Craven.
I'd probably put Cronenberg and Flanagan.
I don't think Flanagan's done enough movies yet to be on mine.
How many movies do you have to do? He's done more movies.
But I think Cronenberg. I mean, I think when it's all said and done, Flanagan will probably be up there. But I don't think he's done any super iconic movies. Like, you know what I mean? He hasn't done a movie that's super, like, he hasn't done a movie that's on the same level as, like Wes Craven, John Carpenter. Like, he doesn't have a Halloween. He doesn't have Friday the 13th, a Scream. You know what I'm saying?
He has a Midnight
I
Mass.
think that's what I mean. His series are what. So that's what I don't know. Like, if you count his series, then yeah. I don't know. Well, I still think Flanagan is far from done. So, like, when it's all said and done, I think we'll put Flanagan there. I just don't know if I'd put him there yet, especially because you can only pick 4. And
right, I don't know.
It's like the Mount Rushmore. It's more of the foundation people. You know what I mean? It's not even as. It's like the people that are on our Mount Rushmore. They're not the most famous Americans, but they're founding fathers kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so that's the way I'm looking at it. I'm looking at who are the so I think Cronenberg has got to be on there for sure.
This is interesting. Anakin says no horror list is complete without Lynch. I mean, I don't know about that.
I love David Lynch. He's an incredible artist, but none of his stuff was like really true blue horror.
Yeah.
Like, they were more art house, more weird, creepy, like horror adjacent for sure. I'm not saying they weren't in the horror category. He did some pretty creepy shit, but he wasn't like, he's not thought of as a horror director. He's just
right.
Not.
I mean, he's what do you call it? What do you call it?
Renaissance man?
No. The genre. Why do I do this? My brain does this. Oh my God, Julie Taymor is also famous for this. It's Suspiria. Like, no, it's guys, chat, help me out. Please.
Suspiria?
Please, what am I thinking of? Surrealism.
That's
it. No, surrealism. Yeah. Surrealism. Sorry.
Yeah, he's a surrealist.
Yeah, it's a surrealist.
He's a surrealist. Not just with his film. He was a surrealist in general. His paintings, his music, like he was a surrealist.
The Oddity is another that went under the radar a bit, much like The Voyeurs. Yeah, Oddity was good though.
It got quite a bit of play. Like, it was on a lot of people's best of list. It was in my top 20. It got a lot of love last year. But yeah, I mean, it's not a mainstream.
What Wolfbane meant was not Mount Rushmore. He wanted to play Fuck, Murder, Kill with the directors on that list.
I had to do that last week. I forget.
Okay. Leanne, you haven't seen Hellhole? Well, it's not very good.
Yeah, it's
so
not
I
great.
wouldn't.
It's like, it sucks because it's like a cool idea. It's like you're watching it and you're like, man, there's some really cool ideas here. And if they had the right people doing this, it could have been like,
it was too long. And I think they pulled their punches a lot and the CG was laughably bad. And that's what I mean. There's one good actor in it.
Their resources really, that movie of anything I've seen them do was the most apparent that their lack of resources really hurt them. It's like they had this idea and they raised the money to make it. You know what I mean? But they didn't really have what they needed to really make that movie.
Mean Joe says
out of the construction worker guys are horrible. Like this is some of the worst actors. Like and they're juxtaposed to the mom and who's actually a really good actor. And so you got her, and then it's like these construction worker guys that are just so wooden and awful. It's like it just makes it even more clear how bad of acting they are when they're juxtaposed to her. It sucks. I wanted to love it, like because I love them, and I'm such a big fan of people that are like, making stuff themselves. You know what I mean? Like doing things completely like on their own. Like I love that.
Mean Joe says Oddity is the most overrated film that was released last year. Why?
No, it's not.
I don't think it's overrated.
Even if you didn't like it, it's still not that over. It's not. It wasn't rated that highly. Like it's not.
I have my critiques.
Quite a few people knew.
I have my
knew of it,
film, but I don't think it's overrated.
Well, I'm just saying it's not known enough to even be overrated.
What are we talking about?
Like it barely got a theatrical release. Like it's a Shudder original. We're not talking about Alien Romulus here. You know what I mean? Like we're not talking about a movie that was in 1,000 theaters. We're talking about one that was in like like 500 or whatever. We need to still mention Damien Leone's tweet.
Yes, you want to do that now? We'll do that now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's in, I want to make sure we get to that. It's in our title.
Yeah. So this is, this is interesting. And, I wanted to read this
behind the scenes.
I wanted to talk about
just to pull back the curtain a little bit. This is something that a lot of people have already known. This is just him officially coming out and saying, hey, you know what I mean? The movie is happening. I'm done with the script.
Yeah. Wait. I'm talking about a different tweet.
The one
I'm talking about I'm talking about the one that got him in a bunch of heat.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. And
this doesn't have anything to do with the script.
Because he tweeted out the script the other day that Terrifier 4.
Did you not see this?
No.
All right.
Did this come out today? I've been sick today. Remember?
Yesterday. This came out yesterday.
Oh yeah, I didn't get a chance to look at remember that's why I asked you to find the stories today.
Okay, well I thought you did. I'm sorry. I thought you did. I want to bring this up. I want to bring this up.
It's not political, right?
Sort of.
All right, this is dangerous.
It's not dangerous territory. I think this is good. And it's important and it's topical. All right, so here it is. So Damien Leone on Twitter, and I'm just going to read it, says, I want to make a very important statement regarding the Terrifier franchise in this ugly political climate we're living in. As most of you know, some of my cast and crew members have a very passionate political presence on social media with extreme and sometimes harsh opinions, which is in their right. Yes.
That's literally David Howard Thornton. He's the only one.
Well, this is
that has. Yeah, but I'm just saying, it's funny. He doesn't call my name, but he's literally the only one. He is talking.
Right.
Period. He is talking about David Howard Thornton.
Right. And instead he says, which is their right. I'm all for freedom of speech and expression. That being said, Terrifier is not in any way, shape, or form a political franchise. I did not get into filmmaking to become a politician or promote any political agendas or ideologies, especially through a killer clown movie. I fell in love with horror movies as a form of pure entertainment, and those are the films I like to make. Since Terrifier 1, our cast and crew has and still consists of both Republicans and Democrats, and anyone is welcome to be a part of it, regardless of their political affiliations, as long as they're a decent human being.
By the way, I did read all this.
I figure you would have. I'm just reading it for.
Well, I actually saw the tweet. I didn't realize Bloody Disgusting picked it up because the tweet was a few days
they
ago.
didn't. I pulled this off of Twitter. I'm not.
Oh, okay.
That goes for our fan base as well. If this doesn't sit well with any fans or cast or crew members, that is your right, and I respect it. You don't have to buy a ticket, and you don't have to work on these films. Thank you, and I recommend you don't let toxic rhetoric on either side of the political spectrum deter you from being a Terrifier fan. Now, does this sound? What does that sound like to you?
It's plain and simple. It's David Howard Thornton.
No.
Like I don't know if you follow him on social media, but like the dude is like he's constantly in arguments about politics. Constantly.
We know who it's about. But Damien Leone saying that, what does that say to you? What's your reaction to that? What does that say to you?
That it's the same idea of this channel. It's like, that's why I don't talk about politics or religion. Like, I want this to be an escape from all of that shit. Like, I want people to find entertainment and happiness and all that. And in unity, like, that's the thing. You can all unify in your love for Art the Clown. You know what I mean? Like, put your political bullshit aside. And like, here's the thing. You can hate David Howard Thornton, the man, for his political views, right? And still enjoy David Howard Thornton as Art the Clown.
Yes.
Like, I don't understand why people are always trying to, like, we have this thing going on in society right now where people cannot separate art from the artist.
Correct.
Like,
and people, hang on.
And if you do something bad enough, that's fine. I get that, right? If you do something heinous, right? You kill someone or rape someone or whatever. You know, or like in the case of Jeepers Creepers, right? The guy fucking molested a boy. Like, I get if you don't want to support anything he does. Okay. But I feel like you can still enjoy the movie Jeepers Creepers. And like, I don't understand why people cannot separate that, because some of the greatest art that's ever been made was made by pieces of shit. And people just got to get that through their heads. Like, Dali made amazing art, but he was really kind of a piece of shit. Pablo Picasso, the same thing. Like, the list goes on forever. It's like Mel Gibson, right? He said all this horrible shit. Did a bunch of, but he's a great actor and a great director, even though this most recent movie was absolutely garbage. Did you see that movie?
No,
I didn't see it. Oh my God, it was bad. I don't understand. I don't understand, because I mean, Mel Gibson is a hell of a director. And like, it just doesn't feel like a Mel Gibson movie. Like, at all. It's weird. It's so weird.
So what I wanted to comment on, this is what Damien Leone tweeted out is a very normal, like, obvious sort of common sense person thing to say when dealing with something like this. And he's received so much heat from a certain side. And that's what I wanted to point out. There's a certain group of people that are the people that are giving this man a bunch of heat and a bunch of shit for just saying, I believe in free speech. Anybody's allowed to work on and enjoy these movies. It's not a thing.
Who's attacking him and what for?
So it's
like, what am I missing? What is he being attacked for?
They're claiming that if he doesn't do, or if he doesn't,
hold on, the left, David Howard Thornton is left. Like, he is
right. They're coming after Damien Leone for saying this, because what they're saying is that because he doesn't endorse this or doesn't, or, you know, isn't going to come outright and say and make
pick sides,
that he is enabling the other side, or is part of the other side. And it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's because everybody wants to pick a team nowadays.
He's a very inclusive person.
Yep.
He works with anybody, and he wants everybody to be, and he acknowledges everybody's right.
I believe there was a follow-up tweet to this, right, where he was talking about that he has gay, trans people, like all these different women.
He
like
probably does.
But he like listed all these different things. Like, I don't know if it was before this or after this tweet, but there was a tweet where he was basically like, you know, if you don't like that, fuck off. You know what I mean? Like, I believe in everybody, you know, and treating everybody equal and not, you know, being judgmental and, like, you know, being inclusive with who I work with, who works for me, and like all that shit.
I just don't understand how you can read somebody tweeting out, people are allowed to have opinions, it's their right, and thinking,
because that's
oh my God, what
an
awful thing to say. Like who, like, because I just don't understand that.
It's a small, it's like the way it always is, right? You have a small minority. It's like the vocal minority, right? It's like you'll have a small group of people, but they're the ones that shout the loudest. And so they're the most like noticeable. And unfortunately, a lot of people feel like that's the world. And people get like paranoid or whatever. Like this is, everybody's canceling everybody. And it's like, no, there's just a group of idiots that yell super loud that are trying to cancel people.
Well, it just sucks because those people silence other people like Damien Leone who are just the same.
No, because watch, he'll make the next Terrifier and it'll make 3 times what the last one did. The next one will make 100 million. It's going to make 100 million.
It probably will. And I'm saying this as somebody who does not like the Terrifier films, but I don't think Damien Leone's a good director. I think he's a great special effects artist, but this,
he's a super creative mind, but regardless, he's an artist and but that's the thing, dude. Like nobody wants people to just like everything has to be divided now. And that's not the way it works
talk anymore.
And that's why I tell people all the time, like, stop believing that this, like when you watch the news at night, right? You are seeing the entire world condensed into that 1 hour. And social media is kind of like that too. You're literally taking people from the entire world and condensing them into these groups, right? That doesn't mean that's everybody. Look outside, go touch grass. You know, what are the people around you in your circle, your community? What do those people say? Those are the ones to pay attention to. Don't worry about those other people, like, and don't feel like the entire world is that way, because it's not. Yeah. The vast majority of people are still very much the way Damien Leone feels. That's the way the majority of people in America and in the world feel.
I would agree.
Is very much like they're kind of neutral. They're in the middle. They're not picking sides. There's things they like about both sides. Like that's where I'm at. You know,
I would agree.
I don't talk about politics, but
that's what this
but
show
the reality of my political beliefs is just, I don't have candidates. You know what I mean? I don't pick a side and be like, I am 100% on your side. I'm a Republican. So that means I am, or a Democrat. And like, no.
Like, but we're definitely, our show, as little as it is, I mean, like, you can say whatever you want. Like we've had people in our chat, like talk, some crazy stuff, and we'll engage.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
I know. I just try to avoid politics because
we're not going to, we're obviously not a political show. Yeah. But I did want to bring that up.
This is not really politics. So that's the thing. This is more about just freedom of speech and not having to like make your fucking movie about a killer clown political.
Right.
It doesn't matter what Damien Leone or David R. Thornton is doing in his own time and on, you know what I mean? That is nothing to do.
Which he's allowed to do.
Yeah. But he's not hurting anybody either. He just has a loud opinion.
Right.
He's just very much like, he thinks certain things are,
Jasmine Gardley.
I think he's way too extreme, me personally. I feel his views are pretty extreme. Like he's one of those people that feels like certain people are like Hitler and stuff. And it's like, dude, it's not quite that extreme.
Dude, as soon as you compare somebody to Hitler, like I just turn you off. Like
that's what I mean. Yeah,
it just becomes static in my brain. I don't care what you have to say.
That's what I mean by the extremes, like the loud minority that like makes mountains out of molehills and like the run around with their arms in the air. Oh, the world is burning.
So I want to get to chat because chat had some comments.
Yes.
Jasmine says, "How the fuck are people saying Terrifier is a political movie? It's a horror movie. It's not a political movie. Leave horror movies alone and let us." Horror lovers enjoy them.
They're not saying the movies. I was saying, it's not about the movie. They're taking issue because the main star of the movie is very, very politically boisterous. Like he has been this way forever. Like, I mean, literally since I first talked to the guy, like probably 7 years ago, he's just this way. He's very much passionate about politics and talks about it and argues with people every day, all day about political beliefs. But that has nothing to do with the movie. And that's what Damien Leone is saying. He's like, hey, like he's allowed to have his opinion, especially when it's not like it's not like he's piping out hate speech either. You know what I mean? It's if he was like a neo-Nazi or some shit, then it's one thing, but it's not. He literally is very leaning in one direction and has a lot of opinions about that.
Anakin says nobody cares. Thank you, Anakin, for contributing to the conversation. Ralph says he's trying to distance himself and his work from all that BS. Yeah.
Yep.
Mean Joe says the hate being flung at Damien Leone is absolutely ridiculous. Guy literally said he supports his casting crew, their beliefs, and their right to freedom of speech, and everyone's losing their minds. I know, and that's why I wanted to bring it up. It's like, who loses their mind over somebody going, I support them being able to say what they want to say? Like, why is that a controversial take?
But dude, it's like there's people like on Twitter argue over everything, man. Like, you're gonna find someone that's gonna have a problem with literally everything.
Yeah.
If you become a YouTuber, you'll realize, like when you, especially as you start to grow, like it's crazy. I get people yelling at me every day about the most petty, stupid, nonsense stuff, like twisting things around, everything from calling me a racist for something that I'm like, what does that have to do with race?
I talk about horror movies, bro.
Crazy shit, man. Like,
Diddy says it sounds like someone's tried to label him for their own personal reasons. Just some woke people trying to spoil things again. Citizen Sleeve says that statement says chill the hell out, have your opinions without being nasty. Maybe be nice and enjoy the killer clown stuff. Right.
Anakin, just all he's saying is like, just don't connect the movie to that stuff. Like,
right. There's no subtext in Terrifier, which is hilarious. If you're watching Terrifier to find subtext, you're not even going to find a story. You're not even going to find a text in those movies. Let alone
the whole point of him is to just be fun.
Right.
Like he's paying tribute to the 1980s gory splatter. Yeah. Like of any movie out there, they're the least political, there is nothing like that in it.
Wolfbane says, I didn't hear anything controversial in that tweet because there's none. Mean Joe says, I'll say it. It's the side on the left. Well, I mean, that's who I've been seeing coming after him. Alexander says, I agree.
Pirate. Yeah, but that's insane because he is politically left-leaning. So is David R. Thornton. Right. So is Lavera. Like literally everybody involved in that movie is leaning left-leaning. I'm not saying super left-leaning, but they're somewhat liberal. Like all of them. That's what makes it so insane to me.
Well, because look, I'm not gonna say it.
I hate talking about politics, but that is the reason why the right, the Republican, the right-leaning stuff is running this country right now, is because the left-leaning people have lost their goddamn minds.
Clever Cleaver says, I haven't seen Terrifier 2 or 3 yet. Is there anything remotely in those movies that stands out as political? No. Not even all.
Close. No. They're literally just a gore fest. Like they're just fun. Like I laugh my ass off through those movies. Like I don't think there's anything you're supposed to take serious in them. I mean, when he cuts the fucking dude's penis off and he's like holding it to the window. I mean, are you kidding me? Like dude, like you cannot take that shit serious.
Mean Joe says they're hyper-focused.
He pours salt in the girl's as he's cutting her up wounds. I mean, like, how could you take that movie serious?
Mean Joe says they are hyper-focused on him saying the Terrifier franchise isn't political. They've taken that as him saying horror isn't political. Yes, that is true. They're extrapolating that out into saying that horror is not political. And I would,
which some is, but it's not about horror though.
Yeah,
it's about the filmmaker.
Right.
Because certain filmmakers are very much like political in one thing or another, or have a message, or and it also depends on what you consider politics, but like dealing with issues, world issues. Like I think Ari Aster very much deals with some, I wouldn't say quite political, but like issue driven movies. There's a lot of filmmakers but it's just like we're all going I saw the TV Glow, that director, like she's very much about a politically ideas and stuff. I hate politics. I can't stand it because it's become this, like it's treated like sports. That's why I hate it. Like I just always say I hate it, but
it's very
the reason I hate it,
agree.
The reason I hate it is not because I hate the issues. I don't hate the issues. I just wish we would actually focus on the issues. And instead, all it ends up being is like a fucking team. It's like, and that's not how, that's not getting anything done. You need to focus on the issues, not on who's going to do, like, who's your leader. And like, it's just,
yeah. Well, so I just wanted to bring that up because I wanted to give Damien Leone props on our meager little show. I wanted to
exactly
give him
vote with your wallet. That's exactly the truth right there. Well, that's why I said, watch, Terrifier 4 is going to come out and it's going to make shitload of money.
Yeah, it is.
Because the truth is, the majority of people are not in that camp trying to cancel. There is just literally, you cannot make any kind of art of any kind in this world without having some people trying to cancel you. It's fine. You know, I mean, people going all the way back to the beginning. I mean, look at Marilyn Manson in the 90s, you know, or like Led Zeppelin in the 70s, like even the Beatles, dude. The fucking clean cut Beatles had people trying to cancel them.
Yeah.
Elvis, people picketing, religious people picketing outside of his concerts and stuff. Like Elvis. Like it's just, it's part of, you know, it's just people, I think now, what I don't know is like why people think this is like a new thing. Like it's this whole canceling people. I'm like, it's not new. I don't get it. Like this has always happened. Every artist, every filmmaker, every, you know, throughout all of history, there's always going to be people trying to, you know, having issues and taking, you know, something like having issues with certain artists and this and that. Like, you know, it's magnified, I think, now because of social media, but it's not like a new thing. People just are not going to agree on stuff.
Yeah.
And like people are bored and need to get a life. And that's the other thing. You know, you have a lot of people online that have no lives.
And they're perpetually online.
Yeah. And that's what they do. They're trolls. Like I got them every day, all day. Like it's insane. I don't publish most of the comments so people don't see them, but like just crazy nonsense stuff that I'm like, what are you talking about? Like I had someone calling me racist because they were like, I don't talk about black filmmakers and black movie, the horror movies and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like I talk about horror movies. I don't ever think about the race. Like this is why I get so frustrated with people trying to yell woke about a lot of horror movies because they have women leads in them and all this shit. It's like, dude, horror has always been inclusive and always involved everybody of all different ranges of races, sexes, like all of it, right? Horror is far the best genre in film for that. Yeah. And when I talk about movies, I talk about the movie. Right. I don't ever think about, and that's what people need to fucking chill the fuck out and like getting all butthurt because like, you know, like Evil Dead, he'll have, instead of Ash, you have a woman or whatever. It's like, dude, relax. Just fucking watch the movie and enjoy the movie. Like, why does the sex of the lead matter? If it's a good movie with good characters, well written, you know, like Companion, dude, like it's mainly a female is your lead, so to speak, right? Yeah, but it goes all the way back. I mean, that's what blows my mind. Is it's from the beginning of horror. I mean, Sally Hardesty in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you know, Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween. Like, it's always been women leads in horror. Like that's just it's what it's built on. But regardless, horror has always been inclusive. All the way back to look at Bride of Frankenstein, dude. There was clearly a gay subtext in that movie, gay character in that movie. You know, there was a lot of political and like social issues in that movie. And that's back in the 30s. Like, it's just what art is. And that's why I've always been drawn to horror movies, because I feel like of all the genres of any film, horror is the one where art lives, you know, creativity, like actual artistry of all kinds.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm on my soapbox.
No, that's okay. Wolfbane says, I think a lot of folk are coming from an outside of the movie political perspective that Terrifier is over the top with violence and gore. That's what makes those movies special. Yeah, I mean,
but that's what's funny to me. If you're going to cancel, like, of anything you would think that they would try to cancel Damien Leone and Terrifier, it would be the gore. You know what I mean? It would be it'd be religious people coming out being like, you know what I mean? That's who you think would be coming after him.
Yeah.
Like, this is just ridiculous.
Leanne says horror calms me. Yeah, it can be. It can be very calming. It can be very calming.
Like I always
same thing with metal.
Comfort. Yeah, same. Like comfort. There's comfort food metal bands for me, and there's comfort food horror movies for me. Like I can't tell you how many times I've gone to sleep watching Salem's Lot and The Fog.
The Fog will put me to sleep, but for different reasons.
I love it. But it is a very slow movie.
It's a good movie, but yeah,
it's of its time. It's of its time. A lot of the movies you have to, like, a lot of movies, anything before like the 80s, you have to, or like really mid 80s back, you have to kind of recalibrate your patience. It's in a weird way, like, because all those movies are so much slower. Like, I was just watching this sci-fi horror movie the other day, really cool. But I was just like, God, it's like watching paint dry. Everything is so slow and methodical, and like the camera holds on stuff way longer than what you would see now. Yeah. And like, I live in this, YouTuber world where everything, you literally have 3 seconds. Like, they tell you every 3 seconds, change the view for, like, change the camera angle, change the view of in some way, to constantly keep refreshing the person's eyes when they're watching your video. 3 seconds.
No, thank you.
That's the world that we live in now.
Ugh.
And I'm like watching those movies and I'm like, oh man, got like 2-minute long shots of nothing.
But it's ironic because like the same, like, for whatever reason that is, it's like we're also getting the younger audiences are into that analog horror, which is long
and very slow
and very slow. And it's just like,
it reminds me of the 70s. Like,
yeah,
not just the analog, but like a lot of the A24, like Ari Aster, stuff like, or Eggers, like these filmmakers, especially like the movie The Witch, like Nosferatu was much more fast paced, but like The Witch was very much that way, like slow burn, they and that's what I love about all these artsy A24 movies and just indie in general, is because it reminds me of that 70s kind of way of making film.
Yeah. Bryce says horror doesn't seem to calm you, Kanan. When I see you talking about it, you seem pumped and hyped and all excited.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about it.
It's fun. All right.
I am like this no matter what I'm talking about. That's what people don't realize. Like, people try to tell me to calm down, or like, you don't understand. Like, DJ knows I am always this way.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how to turn it off. My sister's this way too. My little sister, like, we're just very boisterous, bubbly, like excitable people.
All right. I think that's going to do it for us. I think it's time to wrap.
Did we get all our stories?
We got all our stories.
I feel like we were missing something.
Are we missing something? I went through all of them. What are we missing?
Did I text you? Hold on, I'm gonna look at what I texted you earlier.
Yeah, I could have swore I pulled up everything, and we talked about.
Yep. Because the big ones were Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
I feel like there was one other trailer though. What was? I thought there was like one other trailer. Anyway, you definitely need to see Companion before it gets spoiled for you.
I will watch it this weekend. I'm going to see Hard Eyes
tomorrow.
I'm going to go see Hard Eyes.
Talk about that next week.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that. I'm going to double feature with Hellraiser then, right? That's what you said, Hellraiser after that?
Yeah.
I'm going to do that.
I'm going to see that tonight. Yeah, so anybody out there, tonight and tomorrow are the only times you'll be able to see it, but it's a remastered 40th. I think it's the 40th, 5th, or 40. I don't know. It's the anniversary. I don't remember if it's 40.
I don't know. It's 40. I don't think it's 40.
Oh,
it might be 40. Oh my God. It might be 40. Oh God.
What year was it? 87? No.
It's not 87. I know that.
It's late 80s.
Bryce, we did not talk about Wolfman. We talked about Wolfman last week.
Go watch 87. I was right. You said it's not 87. It was 87.
Yeah, but that's not 40. I was born in 87. I'm not 40 yet.
I know. I said the movie came out in 87.
Oh, I think you said it was
so how many years is that?
37.
So why are they doing an anniversary thing for? Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. What they're calling it.
I don't know. We'll talk about it later.
But anyway, they're doing the remastered Hellraiser remastered. I don't know. They said an anniversary thing somewhere, but it
is in theater. So go watch it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks
so
for
tonight and tomorrow night.
Please subscribe to the Death Rattle podcast. If you're watching on the Ghost Pirate side, please. I'm going to post a link in the chat right now. Subscribe to Death Rattle. We are every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Look, see, I knew it's time to go because here's Cuskin telling me it's his dinner time. So he always jumps up here when he's ready to eat, as you can see.
I got to go go to
Please
the
subscribe.
show, so.
Watch us on Death Rattle. Alexander V with the late $5 says, love your channel, guys. Horror rules. Thanks. Thank you for the $5.
Awesome. Thank
Alexander.
you.
Appreciate you. All right. Take it easy, everybody. 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. on the West Coast, and whatever time that is on the rest of the world. This is the Death Rattle Podcast. See y'all next week.
Bye, guys.